Once at a time of Hajj, there was a gathering in Makkah of some friends of Allah, the youngest among who was Junaid Baghdadi rahmatullah alayhi. In the gathering, there was a discussion on the subject of love for Allah and as to who is the Lord of Allah. Many of them expressed their views on the subject, but Junaid kept quiet. He was pressed to say something with his head bowed down and tears in his eyes. He said, "The Lord of Allah is he who forgets his own self, remains engaged in Allah's remembrance, with due regard to all its requirements, sees Allah with the eyes of his heart, which is burned by the heat of Allah's fear. Allah's remembrance affects him like a cup of wine. He speaks the word of Allah as if Almighty Allah speaks through his mouth. If he moves, he does so under the command of Allah. He gets peace of mind only through the obedience of Allah. And when such a stage is reached, his gathering, drinking, sleeping, awakening, and in short, all his actions are for the pleasure of Allah. He neither pays heed to worldly customs nor does he attach any importance to unfriendly criticism by people. Dan Efron Newsweek from the magazine issued date March 30, 2009. Army specialist Terry Hall Brooks had been a guard at Guantanamo. For about 6 months, the night had his life altering conversation with detainee 590 and a Moroccan, also known as the Journal. This was early 2004, about halfway through Holbrook's stint at Guantanamo with the 463rd Military Police Company. Until then, he had spent most of his day shifts just doing his duty. He does escort prisoners to interrogations or walk up and down the cell block, making sure the words and passing notes. But the midnight shifts were slow. The only thing you really had to do was mop the center floor, he says. So Holbrook began spending part of the night sitting cross-legged on the ground, talking to detainees through the metal mesh of their cell doors. He developed a strong relationship with the journal, whose real name is Ahmad Irachidi. Their late night conversation led Holbrooks to be more skeptical about the prison, he says, and made him think harder about his own life. Soon Holbrooks was ordering food over, the lad said. Gerard Suhaib all the way down to his heels. I wish the boy went on that I could be a brother like that. Suhaib looked at the boy in astonishment, then impulsively he added, "Would you like to take a ride in my automobile?" "Oh, yes, I'd love her that." After a short ride, the boy turned and with his eyes aglow, said, "Uncle, would you mind driving in front of my house?" Soap smiled a little. He thought he knew what the lad wanted. He wanted to show his neighbors that he could ride home in a big automobile. But Soap was wrong again. "Will you stop where those two steps are?" The boss asked. He ran up and stepped down. Then, in a little while, Swib heard him coming back, but he was not coming fast. He was carrying his little crippled brother. He set him down on the bottom step, then sort of squeezed up against him and pointed to the car. "There is it is, little brother, just like her. I told you upstairs." His brother gave it for it, and I didn't cost him a penny. "And someday I am gonna give you one." Him in a automobile. Just like it. Then you can see for yourself all the pretty things in the show windows that I have been trying to tell you about. So he got out and lifted the boy to the front seat of his car. The shining eyed older brother climbed in beside him, and the three of them began a memorable ride that each Sahab learned over the Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. Mean when he had said, "Love for you, brother, or what you love for yourself." Following is an incident about an engine failure in a giant ship. The ship's owner tried on expert after another, but none of them could figure out how to fix the engine. Then they brought in an old man who had been fixing ships since he was youngest. He carried a large bag of tools with him, and when he arrived, he immediately went to work. He inspected the engine very carefully, top of bottom. Two of the ship's owners were there, watching this man, hoping he could know what to do. After looking things over, the old man reached into his bag and pulled out a small hammer. He gently tapped something. Instantly, the engine lurched into his life. He carefully put his hammer away. The engine was fixed a week later. The owners received a bill from the old man for $10,000. The owners exclaimed, "He hardly did anything," so they wrote the old man a note saying, "Please and send us and it a missed bill." The man sent a bill that read, "Typing with a hammer, $200, knowing where to tap to $9,999. Effort is competent, but knowing where to make an effort in your life makes all the difference. Knowledge in Islam is highly valued. Knowledge will benefit us in this world and in the hereafter.